shoot. Keegan. Hey, Taylor's calling you. You're supposed to do your podcast today. He's gonna be pissed.
What?
Welcome back. You're ready to turn on dark mode. We're here to talk working in IT, video games, tech, and everything outside the 9 to 5. I'm one of your hosts, Taylor Floyd Muse.
And I'm Keegan Lassard.
Y'all dried off?
What's going on, dude? Yeah, just a little bit. I fell asleep in the pool. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Definitely vacation mode over here.
It only took your sister threatening that I was going to be upset you missed the podcast to fall in.
Yeah, that really wakes you up, you know? Not gonna lie. Sorry I'm a little late.
No, you're good. You're good.
Too many White Claws in the pool, if you know what I mean.
Well, we got your big ass face on the TV screen.
My roasted face.
You're looking a little bit red, but we got you on the TV screen in the dark mode studio, and we are ready to roll. We got
We got
dude. Lots of stuff to talk about. And even your vacation, you couldn't escape talking about this new Sony news.
Yeah, and I mean, taking the vacation when I did, I was like, oh yeah, we'll be able to talk about this for a bit. But like PS5's like, no. Whole episode dedicated to me, I think, is in the works.
Yeah, for sure. Because like you were like ready to. I mean, we thought you were gonna be okay. Like, okay, maybe they're gonna delay it and they won't say anything, and it'll come out the next week. But then, like, literally an hour after you said that, we were like, oh, like Sony dropped news that this is the weekend, and you were like on the flight over to Arizona, when it was airing. So,
which, by the way, flying right now is super weird.
Yeah,
like you'd be surprised how many people aren't wearing masks.
Oh,
like even though it's required.
Yeah.
Like Southwest is like, hey, by the way, you have to wear a mask to board our plane. We're at the gate. People are not wearing masks. Go up, and then they're all of a sudden pissed off that they missed the 30 to 40 signs that says please wear a mask on all flights. And then they're like shocked, like, oh, I can't get on my trip to Scottsdale. I can't go golfing with my bros from college. Yeah. But yeah, flying was definitely weird, and people wear the masks horribly incorrect.
Yeah, like I've seen a bunch. Like don't cover the nose.
I'm like, what's the point? Or you got the dude that like, you know, it's like walks in the airport, sits down, is like, I think sitting down, I'm okay. Yeah, sitting down, I could take off my mask now. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Let's take off the mask. I'll be okay.
Dang.
Just wear it. Wear it the whole time. I wore it for 3 hours. Big whoop.
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of people like it's just under their chin because like they're tired of wearing it over their face. But like it's funny that people think they're okay covering their mouth but not their nose. But it's like you're breathing through your nose more than your mouth.
Corona can't get into the nose, dude. It's known. It's a fact.
All right. Well, let's jump straight into this Sony news. This episode's pretty much just going to be straight up dedicated. Sony's event. I just want to ask you, what were your first thoughts being an Xbox fanboy?
I liked how direct they were. They were like not messing around. Mm-hmm. Like we're just gonna go boom, boom, boom. None of this like, you know how like conferences can get in video game news when like they give the most awkward people to give the release. Yeah. So then they go up there and like, we got a game we've been working on for months. It's our baby, and they're like, and then like, everyone's just like, yo, show me the game.
Yeah, like the chat is just like, gameplay. Where is it?
I'll say one thing. I was sick and tired of all their PS5 transitions that would take like 30 seconds of just like showing me a square and a circle. Well, dude, okay, I get it. You guys got CGI and you're teasing the console, but like, can we? You know what? I was in a different state. I wasn't able to watch it when it was airing. I had to watch it after I got to Arizona, and then like when I was about to go to
Yeah.
bed. So I'm trying to watch it optimized to get all the information. So I guess I wasn't in the same mindset.
Yeah.
And me being a fanboy, I'm like, I get it. You're teasing the console, but I give two shits about the console
Well,
right
like they
now.
weren't really teasing the console, so I can understand like why that would be frustrating because you're basically just seeing a bunch of like X, square, circle, triangle all the time. But in the moment, the hype, yeah, like you overlook that because it's like a break from the action in between each thing. So it's like, okay, I just got
Right.
super lit that Ratchet and Clank got announced, but now I need to like relax and then wait for the next game to come out. But
And then me, I'm like, what is the game that Taylor said I'm gonna love so much? I'm like, come on.
yeah,
Is it Elder Ring? What's going
yeah.
on?
But like the weird part is like they basically I don't know how much of this was pre-recorded and how much was like live or if any of it was really live because they did cap the event at 1080p 30 fps just because like all of them are working from home, so like they didn't want to be handling like 4K 60 fps files from at home, you know, like across their own
Right.
home internet. Like it probably wasn't going to work. So a lot of people in chat were like, why do the games look like crap? It's lagging. Like they're like 17 FPS. Like that's why it was capped at 30 on top of the fact that you have stream lag. So like that, I wonder if those X, square, circle, triangle transitions were like them masking like setup. Like, you know, like a stinger,
You know,
like, oh, we're loading,
yeah.
queuing up the next video. But like I said, I don't know if it was pre-recorded or not. But if it wasn't, that would be a perfect opportunity to like hide the behind the scenes.
Yeah, and like I don't know. Like my opinion is also it clouded the chat. Like the fact that like half of the time you're looking at chat, it's just someone explaining why it's at 30 FPS.
Yeah.
Throughout the entire thing, it's like looks like shit, and then someone's like 30 FPS, 30 FPS, 30 FPS. Like don't worry about it. And it's like you didn't really get any like hype in the chat. It was just everyone like it's not the full potential. Don't worry about it, bro. It was like shake it off, dude. Shake it off. It's okay. And it's like, dude, like I don't think there's a really way that they can solve that besides that they're like just you reference our YouTube videos.
Yeah, and that was huge for me because like I went on YouTube to find like all of the other trailers, and we'll pull them up here like as we're going along. But um, like I wanted to see what games were actually in 60 FPS and which ones weren't. And even the ones that
Mhm.
weren't in at 60 FPS, they did look smoother when you would watch them on YouTube. Like Ratchet and Clank, their reveal stream, you could tell it was pretty laggy. Like it wasn't looking that great. But I was like, dude, I bet you any money, like it looks fine on YouTube. Like that game always comes out with so much polish that like there's no way it looks like trash. So we're just gonna go run through a list of games in like I don't know what the order is. We found a list compiled online of just like what was exclusive, what wasn't, what is a timed exclusive for PlayStation, and we're just gonna run through this list, starting with Astro's Playroom. This game was funny. You could tell Sony was basically trying to appeal to children, like now because they're they're showing like Mario kind of games where it's like kids open world like goofy games, and a lot of people were like flaming them like why like what is this like, but like come on, like they have to appeal to more than just like 20-year-olds and up, you know.
Well, because like Crash Bandicoot and like a lot of other games we love, like Spyro and stuff, are kid games.
True. Yeah.
And like people just forget that like that was like this might be somebody else's like nostalgic that they remaster in 20 years.
Exactly.
You know?
And I found myself like throughout the course of this event, like seeing some of the games that were more geared towards children, and I was like, you know what, I would play that still. Like it does look pretty interesting. I might not buy it launch day, but it's gonna be something that like it
Yeah.
might be entertaining. I don't like, all right, for instance, this game, Astro's Playground or Playroom, I don't think I would play this one. But like you'll see later on in our podcast, Little Big Planet is now back with something called Sackboy's Adventures. And like instantly I was like, yeah, because it's basically like Little Big Planet, but in full 3D. Like you can turn the camera around landscape instead of just like that side scrolling with the
They-
3 platform levels.
They should just called it Little Big Planet Odyssey.
Little Big Odyssey, dude. Like that's literally what it is. But
Yeah.
I don't know. We're definitely gonna have to see how that one is. Astro's Playroom, yeah, something for the kiddos. Next up, this is a
But is that the one that Dr. Disrespect did? Like, I was playing PS5 before all y'all.
yeah,
and
dude. This was
he was like,
hilarious. He literally is sitting here. He's like, he sees that. Where's my controller? He sees like the PS5 UI. They teased it for like a second with like, oh, press PS button to start, and then like he's like, what? He grabs his controller and he's like, I'm playing. He's like freaking out, like slap bamming the controller around and like just freaking out, and everybody's like it was hilarious. But it was just Astro's Playroom, and because he's all into the competitive like FPS games where like super high skill, speed, violence, momentum is his whole tagline, and then it's like Astro's Playroom, and he's just like. But next up, we got this is a favorite of my dad and I. We played this when I was growing up. It's the next Gran Turismo game. I like. All right, this game isn't for everyone, right? It's like a pretty much a hardcore
Fair.
racing sim. Like, it's not arcadey by any means. It's no Need for Speed. You actually have to like race legit. Like, people usually get like the wheels, the shift sticks, the pedals for this kind of thing, and like actual race car drivers would like use this sometimes for like just simulation because it's like that kind of level. It's like Microsoft Flight Sim but for cars, right? Did you
Okay.
ever play this?
I never
Okay.
played it before.
That was my next question.
No, but I had a couple of people play it, but I was always a Forza kid.
That's fair.
I always really liked Forza. And I laughed really hard because as soon as this trailer came on, someone said, "Oh, great, Vacuum Simulator 7 is coming
Now,
out
what
this
did they
year."
mean by that?
And then all of a sudden that's all of a sudden the car sound started going on. It's because all the cars just sound like vacuums.
Oh man, dude, this game though,
So I was dying.
vacuum sim or not, the graphics are incredible. Gran Turismo has always had really good graphics, but like I'm looking at this stuff, like you can see on the screen right now, it is incredible. Like lifelike with the reflections, the shadows. Like now they got ray tracing on the PlayStation, I'm pretty sure. So like they're just like getting after it. There were some scenes in the trailer that I was like, dude, is that real life or is that like the game? I'm exaggerating slightly because you can always kind of tell, but like it's if you were to do a glance at it, or you would show like a non-gamer it, they'd be like, oh, like what event's going on today? Like it's
They wouldn't know.
crazy. I remember.
Yeah, it's the compared to like 2K's announcement, this one is actual improvement to graphics. Like it's the one sport area that cars and like Forza games that when they improve the graphics, they improve them dramatically. Usually
100%. And like I don't know. I guess I've never played Forza other than Forza 3, I'm pretty sure. And I always know that like those games were pretty, like they're racing sim, but like they felt a little bit more arcadey than this game. But like I don't know, like this game, if I got this game, I don't think I would want to play with the controller anymore. Cause it's like if you buy this game, it's pretty much like a racing sim, like I said. So playing with the controller, it's like actually kind of difficult because like if you're going too fast, like it's like you're driving on ice, you skid into the wall. So it's like if I'm ready to get Gran Turismo 7, I think I'm gonna get like the wheel to play it with. So I might not get it launch day, but like next time, like I said in previous episode, I get those racing game cravings. I think I'll try to sate my racing craving by getting the wheel and playing Gran Turismo 7.
So like let's say come next year, is there online like competitive against this one where you can like face other?
Dude, the racing community for this is crazy. I got an uncle who plays this game, right? And he has the whole gearbox and the wheel, the pedal, and that he's pretty serious about it. But like he's like, yeah, I would play online against some of these people. Like they're nuts. He's like, I thought I was pretty good. I go online and I get smoked. But he started building his way up. I'm pretty sure he was still playing on like the PS3 version. Like it still has like support. Like he was playing it for
Wow.
years. So if he gets a PS5, I'm actually have to call him up. Be like, yo, Gran Turismo 7 is coming out. Get that PS5. I bet he have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
All right, next up, what we got? Okay, Horizon Forbidden West. So you remember Horizon Zero Dawn? I don't know why you hate on this game for no reason, dude. Like you were always like, I just always like their game didn't look great to me, and it's like okay, fair. I still haven't played the first one. Like I said, it's still in wrap next to me on my little shelf. I got it in plastic. I'm gonna have to play it before this next one. But all right, what did you think of this?
I don't think they're improving that much. Like to me, this is a C-level RPG, and I'm probably getting a lot of smoke for that. But I honestly don't. When people think about the RPG scene, I doubt that this game comes up that often. Now, obviously, I don't play PlayStation. I haven't played this game, but from what I've seen of it, I don't get drawn into the story of it. And honestly, robo dinosaurs and stuff don't. I'm like, I don't. I'm not.
It's just
I'm
not
not
your
drawn
game,
to
huh?
that. I guess
Like that kind of game you kind of
not.
just always have like a predisposition to.
No, I don't know. Like, and it's not even the female protagonist at all. I don't care about that. I think it's just a matter of the gameplay. That when I saw it, it was like, okay, there's a bunch of machines that are dinosaurs and stuff, but you have a bow and arrow. And I'm like, why? But why don't I have a cooler weapon or anything like that? And I know you can upgrade and go along with that, but I don't know. And then you had it, and you never played it. You never even opened it, and I don't think that's due to your general interest into it, but I think that has to account for something that's not like something exciting to get involved into. Compared to other games it's competing against, there's way more games I'd want to get to before I even decide to like get tempted to try it. Like it's a bold IP in my opinion, because I don't think they're really changing that much in the game mechanics of that genre for me to be enticed to. I think all they're doing is like, we have kind of different enemy types in a kind of different world and a female protagonist. Well, that's great, but you have to give me more for me to get enticed to buy it. First of all, switch over to Sony,
Which you will be doing
and then
this year.
this be on my and then if even after doing that, and then it being my top 3 or 4 to try, it's not. It's like, that's why it's a C level. I don't think it's a terrible game. It probably plays fun, but I don't think it's top tier, and I didn't really think it deserved a sequel.
Well, I mean, I don't think you can say that without experiencing the story, because yeah, the gameplay might not be like super fleshed out, and I think that's kind of why I was hesitant to play it, is for the reason like you said, it has like bow and arrow combat when you're fighting stuff like giant robot dinosaurs and stuff. And when a game's like main weapon is a bow and arrow and like nothing else, where can you really go for upgrades, right? Like I was always kind of
Yeah.
like worried, like I don't know, like I had that worry, right? But I've heard nothing but good things about the story. So I'm just saying like eventually I will play this game, but it's also like a 60-hour video game, you know? So
Yeah.
that was another
It's not a little thing.
that was another worry. So I think that this game might be like, there's always a game that you kind of like pass on. Like you won't play. This is your game. But like I'm pretty excited for it just because I've heard so many good things about the first one. And once I do play that, for like similar ways, like I didn't play The Last of Us 1 when it came out right away. I played it years later on the remastered version. And then now the second one's coming out. But like I'm pretty much going to do that with this game, where it's not the remastered version, but I'm going to play it years later and then see what goes. But I can't wait till I do play it so I can actually give like an honest opinion of it. And then like maybe it is that good.
And then roast
No,
me.
I won't roast you. I'm just gonna, maybe I'll literally think it is really good, and then I'll suggest it to you. Like Keegan, I know you have your apprehensions, but like this is worth playing. If I do play it and it's garbage, though, I'm gonna be telling you right away, so you could be like, "See, I was right." Like I know, like you gotta affirm your suspicions, so to speak.
Yeah.
All right,
that's fair.
Next up, this is the one that I think this is the one I was saying that you would be like super excited about, but I knew there was multiple games that you were going to be super excited about. But Spider-Man Miles Morales, which we weren't sure if was an expansion or a full game. They didn't really say during the stream, but Sony, or not Sony, Insomniac Games tweeted later, um, this is a sequel. Like this is its own standalone game.
I'm not gonna lie. As soon as I heard his voice, I was like, "Oh, that's Miles
Yeah.
Morales." Like instantly, I'm like, "Oh shit!" And then like the whole arm thing, and I'm like, "Oh, this is the game that sold
Yeah.
me." That I'm probably gonna. I'm like, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna switch." If they do a whole sequel, like,
Yeah.
that tells me that they're like, "Yo, we're doubling down on our Spider-Man games. Like, this is gonna be a new
It
thing."
looks incredible, dude.
Like from here on out. And we haven't even seen that much. That's another thing. We haven't seen
All right, hold
like
on
barely
though. Hold on though.
anything.
You say you haven't seen anything, but what you're seeing is all in-game stuff, which is just like I can't. Yeah,
Magic.
like all right, actually, let me just say, I don't actually know. It didn't tell like in the corner like in-game footage or not, but like the stuff that you are seeing here is definitely stuff that is doable on the next generation console. So
Yeah.
like I'm pretty much believing that it's in-game footage and stuff. But
Can you imagine like let's go
Mhm.
back and like take this footage and we'll go to like the week after, let's say, Batman Arkham Asylum gets announced to the public. And then we just drop this into the internet and everyone just like loses their shit. And they're like, what is
Yeah.
this? What is going on? Like the graphics, like how far we've
It's
come
crazy.
in just like 10 years.
Like
It's
where can you go from here? Like you got to put
Matrix.
us inside of it. Like it's we're getting to the point where it looks so realistic that like we're getting those diminishing returns, right? Like you got, like I said in a previous episode, you got to do like the slow-mo side-by-side comparisons to really know. But then you get like the people that really do the painstaking detail, like Insomniac Games, Naughty Dog Studios and stuff like that. So like
Yep.
they really get into it. Like if you watch, like they had a documentary on like Uncharted 4. Now that game isn't recent. It is recent-ish, but like it was like, I don't know, 2016 or something maybe. Don't quote me on that. But like
Yeah.
they went into so much detail just making like Nathan Drake's face, and he looks like so realistic. And then now they're doing the same thing with The Last of Us 2, and that looks so realistic. Like I'm excited for this generation of console. Like it's
Yeah.
going to set a precedent that'll also carry over into PC games, because like now these developers can make stuff that is essentially comparable on all platforms. They don't have to like hold back on console as much, you know? So like we're going to start seeing just like more quality games.
You know what this makes me think of though is like, let's say Cyberpunk and Avengers, it gets delayed a sizable amount of time to the fall,
Mhm.
right? I don't think Cyberpunk's gonna have this problem, but like, what if Avengers looks outdated just in that short time period because of all this new shit we're seeing is coming out for the next gen? What if Avengers falls into this group where it just looks like, oh, you're here? Well, we're looking to go here in graphics, even though it might be great, but like I mean, 6 months or so, 5 months or so is a sizable amount of time for it to
Yeah.
sit and be undeveloped and can't go any further. Whereas other games that were in development they're still working. I mean, it could be interesting to see if like it gets roasted on being like the graphics look like it's early to 2020.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, some people are.
It reminds me like when we made the switch over to Xbox One and PS4, and like just like 2K alone, like NBA 2K. If you had the Xbox 360 version and then you played the Xbox One version side by side, it looked like you're playing two different
Yeah.
games. And I wonder if these games that come out the fall before this massive new next generation comes out, I wonder if we'll see a less intense version of that, but like, maybe it would have been more successful if they were able to release in May or March. Was it April? No, it was April. It was April. But now that they have to move it, to the fall, I wonder if they get a little bit dinged up on their graphics, or it's been sitting for too long, and we've seen so much other new shit come out and new shit get announcement that it falls to the wayside a bit.
Well, this is my guess. of what might be happening. So like there's a lot of games that have been releasing now, right? And in the near future have also still like those companies have been developing on the next generation dev kits for a while too. So like they might literally
Yeah.
be making two versions of the game or like a port that like a lot of big themes through like Xbox's press conference and now Sony's is like the uh upgraded and expanded kind of thing. So like the game is now like playable on the next gen and it looks even better. Now it's not the same extreme as like the Xbox 360 to like the Xbox original or like PS3 to PS4, you know, like those kind of jumps, but like there you will see some changes. Now, I don't really know if like when Avengers comes out if that's going to be also it probably will be on the next gen because Sony set that deadline. If all games that come out after July also have to be on PS5 or something like that. So like they're saying
Yeah.
like you can't just make a PS4 game. But like if you make a PS5 game, you can make it supported on PS4 as well. But I think that we won't see that extreme where like, oh yeah, like this looks super outdated. But by the same token, a lot of games that you will see on in the rest of this episode and like they released, they didn't care about graphics. They just went with like a rinky dink look or like just like a look that it wasn't really necessary to be achieved on newer hardware, like the cartoony graphics and stuff. So like some people don't even care about that kind of stuff, you know? But yeah,
Yeah.
it will be interesting to see if like a game like, oh yeah, you should have waited for the PS5, you know, or something like that.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
instance, The Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima coming out this month and next month, respectively, those games are also going to be on the PS5, I'm pretty sure. I think it'll be a free upgrade or something, but like it'll look better, they say. But like I don't know what better looks like because the game wasn't really developed for the PS5 entirely. It was developed for the previous generation that now plays on it, you know? So like I also wonder when
Yeah.
these companies are working for a game that is supported on multiple platforms, they're going to have to like hold back a little bit, you know? And it's going to take more time for them to get it to work on two different levels of like hardware. And then uh one I don't know when the cutoff is going to be where like okay, now we're strictly PS5 development. Like cuz it's probably going to come on a developer and studio level, not like Sony like sunsetting the PS4 cuz like I don't know, people usually just like move on. I don't know. But either way, I'm kind of excited that like superhero games are now like entertaining to me, like the idea of them, because like I wasn't really into Batman Arkham Knight and Asylum and all those, like they didn't really sell to me yet. But like now Spider-Man's got me on it. Now I'm excited for this Marvel game coming out, and like we're setting a new precedent for what superhero games can be like, the same way we set that same precedent for movies, you know. So like I think we're gonna have some fun with it.
I kind of wish we would do a let's play with you for doing Batman Arkham Asylum, just like that run of that storyline. But I don't know. I just would be curious to get your thoughts on that
Maybe
game.
eventually, like I don't know. It's gonna depend on timing, because also like I don't know. Anytime I have like a lull, like I fill it with another game. Like Persona 4 Golden got announced
Yeah.
for Steam today on Saturday, June 13th for recording, and like I would always have to play that on the PS Vita or like the an emulator, or like you can hook that up to a TV or something. But like now it's on Steam. Like there's literally zero excuse to not. So like
There's zero excuse for me not to play it because of all the times I've watched you playing Persona 5 and just foot jamming out to the music, and I'm like, man, I kind of want to play this
yeah.
game. And then you're like, yeah, it's lit. Get a PS4.
But now you can play it on the
And I
PC.
didn't.
So like, I wonder if they're gonna do the same thing for Persona 5.
I
That
hope
would be
so. I'd buy it in a
huge.
heartbeat.
But I saw a Steam review. It was like, fans, Atlas, please make Persona 5 on the Switch. Like we want it. And then Atlas, here's Persona 4 Golden on Steam. And then fans, yeah, that works. Like, I'll take it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh man,
Take what you can get, you know.
for sure. All right, next up, childhood nostalgia was just like straight up fulfilled here. Ratchet and Clank. This one's called Rift Apart. I saw this and I was just like, I was grinning, dude. I wish I would have recorded my reactions to the stuff, because I was sitting here like, what? Like it's back? I was so happy.
I wasn't too surprised just because they did release a game for the PS4, so I figured they eventually would release another Ratchet and Clank
Mhm.
game. But the fact that they can tie in with the dimensions and all that stuff to all different types of the series and the storyline, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
you know what else they should do? They should remaster. Like that's one remaster I would buy is that bundle of all the Ratchet and Clank games. In a heartbeat, I'd buy that.
Yeah, I mean they did remaster the first one and like or they like kind of like revamped it so it's a little different. That's another game I played for like a few hours but then I just got distracted by other stuff, but like I still should probably play that cuz these games are always so fun. They did such clever things with them. Um I'm really excited. You're going to see on screen here when he goes through one of these portals, he ends up in Haven City, Jack and Daxter, that city. Like are they trying to tease like they're gonna make a new Jack and Daxter or remaster that? Because I am going to eat that up, my guy. Like that is what right here on screen. You can see right here we got them. That's Haven City, and then Clank's like, "Where are we?" And I'm like, "What?" Somebody pointed out in the comments, and I'm like, I couldn't take it if they made a new Jack and Daxter.
I mean, that would be the nail in the coffin for me. I would pre-order the freaking PS5 at that point.
Dude, they almost have to. It's gonna make them so much money. Like it would be dumb for them not to. Like, come on.
You know what they'll do is they'll just remaster it.
But they've already
just
remastered it for the
remaster it
PS3 and the whole collection. So I feel like if they're gonna make it, they almost have to do like a sequel or like some sort of like
Yeah.
New thing because they've already exhausted the whole like remaster thing. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. Those games were too much fun. All right. Next up, this game. This one looks like Alien crossed with Edge of Tomorrow to me. I kind of like the story.
This one
You don't seem sold
Yeah.
on it. I like the story, like what's going on here, but like you weren't sold on the gameplay. Like, give your thoughts on that.
I wasn't sold on it first because at first I'm like, well, this isn't original. This is just Edge of Tomorrow. Like literally die, repeat. There's an alien thing that they're trying to beat. You're trying to kill it. It's literally the plot of Edge of Tomorrow. I wasn't sold on it necessarily just because once you saw the gameplay, it was third person. And not only was it third person shooter, but it was like third person like zoomed out a bit from your character. Like not the normal
Like where it's like right over
what
the
I would
shoulder
consider
kind of thing. Like where you can see
Yeah,
most of
so
your
I
character,
mean,
not all of them.
and I started even thinking back to Mass Effect. Like I was getting that feeling for it too, because Mass Effect was similar with a third person shooter. So I mean, I bet it does decent. I bet it's fun gameplay, but I bet you it gets really old. I mean, I don't know.
I think this
I bet it gets
is like
repetitive.
I've just made this connection right now. This game is too similar to Control to you. Where like you're just like off it from the start, and you're like, I just want this game to fail. Like, that's what you.
I really do. You nailed it
But
on the
like,
head.
come
I
on,
really
it
want this
looks
one to
so
fail.
interesting, dude. Like, you got to give it a chance. Like,
It does.
wait till reviews and gameplay.
I'll give you one
But
thing.
I don't know.
I'll give you one thing. Its cinematics were really good.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. The cinematics reeled me in until I heard the plot and I looked at the bait on the hook and I was like, not today. Not falling for it.
All right, but you know what's funny? So this game is a PlayStation exclusive. All the games we've shown so far are PlayStation exclusive, like with no timed changes or like cross-platform thing. So that right there is why I'm gonna buy it. Because like Sony doesn't miss, it seems like they might have a couple of misses. Like I don't know, I still haven't played it, but what's the Days Gone? Like that one wasn't so much a hit. But like most of their exclusives are, they really only seem to work with the high quality studios that are gonna get them that good look. So like it could miss. I'm not saying it won't, but they have a pretty good track record so far. So like I'm ready to get right behind it.
I'm not.
See,
I'm gonna
you
fight
know
you on that
why?
one.
You know why? Because you're not on Sony's side yet. You haven't made the switch yet, and you haven't played a lot of Sony's exclusive games. So I could understand why you're skeptical. But as soon as you come over here and then you start playing high quality single player story games, which you haven't on an Xbox, you're gonna be like, hey, that was a sly dig right there. I'm saying you haven't played Sony exclusives, all right? You played one, God of War, or actually two, Spider-Man, and both of them you were like, oh my gosh, they were great, right? So that can become a regular thing for you. Just come over to Sony. So like if you
Yeah, but you can't say I haven't played good single player games on Xbox.
I know I can't say that. That's the joke of it. You know, like how all Sony fanboys are like, yeah, Xbox just has like 0 games. Like, I mean, you guys don't have any like worthy exclusives anymore, when that doesn't seem to want to change. But I'm not
Sunset
discounting like
Overdrive.
Halo, Gears of War people like there's plenty of other games, but like those ones didn't do it for me, right? So like once you come over and you try some games out, like try out like some of the backlog and you start feeling like, okay, like I like this, maybe you will change and be like, okay, yeah, maybe I'll start giving these games more of a chance. But I don't know. I'm just saying you haven't come over yet, but once you come over to the Sony side, things may be different.
Sounds like you're trying to sell me on like the dark side of the Force. Yeah, you're not, the Jedi
No,
suck, but
no. We're
like
the light
they don't
side.
really have
We're
that
the
much
light
to them.
side because now we have a white console that apparently doesn't have a black option yet. So
Poor timing to do
we're
that.
getting to that later. That's the end of the episode. Stick around if you wanna see the Sony console. You probably have already seen it, but our reactions and stuff to it. Oh, by the way, our giveaway ends in like a couple days, like 2 days. So if you entered it, those games will be delivered on the 16th. And yeah, I kind of forgot about that. Like that went so quick, a month.
It won't be the last giveaway we do. I'll tell you
sure.
that for sure.
This is just the beginning. But congrats, because by the time this releases and like people listen, like they might have won. So congrats to whoever has won. We will actually announce the winners in the next episode. But yeah, big stuff there. Okay, what's next? Oh yeah, here's Sackboy, A Big Adventure. That's what it's called. But little Big Odyssey.
Sackboy, Mario Odyssey.
Little Big Odyssey.
Little Big Odyssey.
What are your thoughts here?
I wasn't completely sold on this one. I wasn't really totally sold on it. When was the last time a Little Big Planet game came out?
They came out like every couple of years over since the PS3. Like I really liked the first one. I didn't get the second one. I got the third one for free on PlayStation Plus and played a little bit of it. I did kind of outgrow it a little bit from like the story mode because a lot of the allure was the level making. But I'm kind of like, okay, that was just platforming. Now they've gotten like literally limitless creation, like all 3D. So like I'm more excited. Like this is like Mario Odyssey Maker, you know, like Mario Maker. So like I'm really, if they still have the community levels, I'm really excited to see what people do with it.
Yeah, I mean that's true. But I don't know. I guess while looking at it, it just felt like it didn't feel very new.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's because we are Switch owners and we played Mario Odyssey. And if you haven't, maybe this is going to be really exciting for you as a fan. But I don't know. It just kind
But
of.
like I said, that level of community driven is basically like the what takes it a step farther. Like that's what's new about it, you know? Like all the gameplay mechanics, yeah, like this is nothing like revolutionary. But I'm just excited to like, okay, like some dude that like just worked his butt off making this level for 2 months. And I experienced it in like two minutes and it was fire. Like like I'm looking for those experiences, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be worth a play, but it's definitely not gonna be like day one purchase, you know. I'm gonna get it when it's on sale.
No. Yeah. On sale for like the 40% off.
Yeah. That's a good amount. I mean, like this game was always so like cute, clever, and like I remember just having fun like when you press like up, down, left, or right on the D-pad, like you could like do different emotions. So like you would be like up on the D-pad, you'd be like all happy and stuff, and then like you would press down, and then he would go like this. But like if you pressed it down once, he would go like kind of sad, and then if you press it down more, he would go like pissed, and then if you press it down one more time,
That's
he would
kind
go
of cool.
like super pissed. Like so there was like progressive levels of animation. So like if they go like even more in depth with that in this game, I'd have fun.
That'd be kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Okay. This next one. All right, this might be my favorite one out of what was shown.
Wow.
I think I was the most excited for this one. Now, this one is I think our first non-exclusive. This is unconfirmed exclusive, they say, because like they didn't say anything, but like I don't think there's any way that this only releases on Sony, because that would be kind of nuts. Like, but DEATHLOOP, this is the next game from the Arcane Studios. So like if you're taking a look at this trailer and you're like, well shit, that kind of looks like Dishonored, but with guns, that's because it's made by the same people. And the game literally
it is Dishonored.
like it's like the same engine with just guns now. But like I'm that much more excited about it because I'm always into the first person shooters, but now I get that like blinking and like force abilities and like crazy like telekinetic time bending things. What did you think?
I was like, oh, dope. And I was like, oh, wait, I know about this game. And then, like, how do I know about this game? And then I looked back, I'm like, oh, it was announced a while ago. So then I got excited. Like, it took me a second to get excited, but once I did, I'm excited. But I'm also, it made me realize, I'm like, I need to play Dishonored 2.
Same.
And then I kept thinking about it. I'm like, I really need to play Dishonored 2. And this whole time, the whole time I'm watching this trailer, I'm like, I'm not even thinking about Deathloop. I'm literally just thinking about, I'm going to play Dishonored 2 next. You know what I mean?
That's funny.
So like it's exciting, but at the same time, I'm worried on launch that it will get roasted in that regards. It might be fun and it might do well on reviews, but I think that there's going to be a lot of people who are like, but at the same time, it looks, feels, and is just Dishonored 2 in a new, IP.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's gonna be hard for them to shake that, especially since they are utilizing such similar. I mean, even some of the takedowns and like the knife kills were like, I'm like, but couldn't you flavored it a little bit differently? And it might change based on which character you're utilizing, I guess. But I think they're gonna run into a little bit of a problem there. I think they should have branched a little bit further outside of their Dishonored, umbrella. I think that might be a mistake, and it might not. It might be really fun. It might be super different. I have no idea, but that's just my gut reaction to it.
That's a fair point. Like, I just think that the one thing that's going to set them apart here is the story. Because like I played Dishonored 1. I literally think I'm on like the last level and I never got into beating it. But it's because like I didn't know what the hell was going on. The entire game, I'm like, I'm just doing cool shit, but like I don't know what's happening. Like I was just not invested in the story at all. And like that's probably why I haven't played the second one, because I was like, I could give a shit about like what's going on, But then like this game,
yeah, that's fair.
It's like, dude, we're starting off strong with just like a time loop. Like we got a hitman, he's stuck in time loop with another hitman that's trying to kill him, and everybody else in the world, their goal is to just keep killing him. Like he's just stuck in this time loop hell of just keep getting killed. And like he's supposed to like find these 8 different people that are at the head of it all, and he keeps learning more about them each time, and then he's got to take all 8 of them out before midnight. So like I don't know if that means it's going to be like roguelite or if that means like
maybe
or what. Oh, I took you off too soon because there's more. They confirmed that you also get the option to play as the dueling other hitman. So like I don't know if that means co-op. Cool. So like, or you can invade other people's games as that hitman to make their life harder. Like I don't know, but it sounds like a really cool concept, and I think that's what's going to set it apart. So people will also kind of be like overlooking the fact that, yeah, it's just like Dishonored reskin, but like you have like actually something to get towards.
What if they go the evolve route where it's just always on, like your gameplay is just loading into an online match?
You talk Evolve is that like 4v1 monster hunting game?
Yeah, 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 or yeah, basically that, or the Friday the 13th where you're one of you is Jason and the other ones are
Oh yeah, yeah,
the
that
you're the
yeah.
victims. That could be definitely a big L because I think those games didn't do so hot because of such reliance on online services for those type of games don't do too
Well, like
hot.
this wouldn't be the central gimmick of the game. Like I'm pretty sure like it would just be the option for it to be done because in those games where like you can have a player invade, you can turn that setting off usually. Like in
Right.
like Dark Souls 3, like players can invade, like you can turn off online connectivity and like not deal with that. So like I'm pretty sure you could have that option. But I also kind of understood it to be like maybe like, hey, I wanted to play with you, like let me invite you to my game and now you're the hitman to like make my shit harder. Like I don't know. Quick side note, it's starting to get darker where you're at. You want to turn the light on in your room? All right, cool. Now you got the light on. We can see you again. I was like kind of like slowly noticing, like, wow, you're kind of hard to see right now. Maybe we should turn the light on. But yeah, I'm excited for that game. I like when they announced the concept of it last time. I'm like, that looks really cool. And then now they show gameplay, and I'm like, yeah, I'm sold.
Yeah.
But I also like that art style they were doing with that like flat 2D like spy espionage like cinematic like old school film reel kind of thing. Like I'm real into that. So
Yeah, I think it has a lot of good potential. I'm hesitant just based on that. And I know that they do combat really well within that studio. I mean, Dishonored is a staple, whether or not you like the story or not. Like, you can't dispute that its combat system is highly, highly good
for sure.
quality.
And the second one might be better with the story. I don't know. Cause like it seemed like there was more motivation behind it. You could choose between two different characters and stuff. But I'll play that game eventually. And I probably should just beat the last level that I have saved on my PS4 somewhere. So from years ago.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Next up, GhostWire Tokyo. Keegan, I know you wanted to flame this game real hard.
Just like, what all I could say was, what the fuck, when this game came on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's out there,
I
dude.
mean,
It's definitely out there.
this game is a big what the fuck, and it's a big what you doing? What's going on over there? You know?
This is the like they took, you know, like how a Japanese culture to Americans, some people like it, some people think it's weird. I feel like this is like they took all the weird elements of Japanese culture, added a horror spin to it, and then just magnified it. And then they just took some like Conjuring, like Naruto, like I don't know, like Dragon Ball Z looking, like chop chop ball throw looking combat I've ever seen. Like I don't even know what you call this. Like this is like rock paper scissors simulator with like like he's throwing stuff. Like I don't understand.
This game, I almost wanted to be like, I wish Twitch has a go forward 30 seconds button. You know what I
I mean,
mean?
I was enjoying how weird it was. Like I was fully just like, dude, I was laughing. Like who knows? It could be fun, but like I would never buy this day one. Like I would get this like when it's like $5 as a joke, you know?
This is just the times where you remember, oh, PlayStation's definitely a Japanese company. And then like and then like I'm glad this one broke the ice because there's definitely a bunch of anime bullshit throughout this like conference. Like this is just a
Yeah.
taste of what's to come.
So it looks like at the end of that one, that actually did say it was a PlayStation 5 console exclusive. So I don't know. The article might be incorrect, or it might just be out of date. Like maybe they confirmed it later. This game though was actually announced by I don't remember her name. It was this Japanese woman came on stage at E3 and like she was just like really you could tell she was kind of introverted, but she just like poured her heart out. Like she was just kind of like goofy, funny, and she's describing like this like horror game, right? and then like everybody was like, oh, like she's so great, like they liked her energy, and like everybody just like was real supportive of her. And then like that game kind of fell off the map, but I guess like it's back now. So like everybody's like, oh, like this is that game she was talking about. Because I think when she came on stage, people were so enamored by her, they didn't even give a shit about the game. Like they were completely overlooking the game, and they were just looking at her being all goofy. So I don't know.
That's surprising.
Yeah. I completely forgot about the game. I also was just like, this girl is crazy. Like it was just funny. But yeah, it was pretty cool. All right. Next up, Bug Snacks. Dude, I'm not gonna lie.
Strawberries.
I kind of want to play this game. Like at first, I was like, all right, yeah, this is too kiddie. I'm not into it, right? And then like it got a little bit more intriguing as it went along, and then they told me it was made by like the Octodad Simulator, or is it Octodad Simulator? I don't know, whatever that company, and that game's really popular. And I'm like, oh, maybe I'll give it a shot. But it was really the stinger at the end when like all these little
When all the bugs
they like combined, and then it like turned into like a mini horror game real quick. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, is there going to be like some combat and weirdness to this game? Like, I don't know. If it's cheap, I'll play it.
I saw the strawberries and then like the dog guy, and I'm like, was this Pug Patrol or what's going on? Like, is this just a kid show?
It looks like
what
that,
are we
dude.
watching here?
And then like she eats the strawberry and then like grows it on her hand, and then like eats a fry spider, and then that like grows on the hand. And I'm like, what is happening? Like this game is just out there.
Did I take some LSD before I watched this? What's going on?
But like for real though, like somebody had to have some real crazy like dreams to make this. Like they got like rib spider crab things, like a walking submarine sandwich thing, like hamburger fly. Like I don't know. Like I wonder if there's like customization too. Like you can make your own bug kind of deal, kind of like Spore. You can make your own like weird little amoeba.
I loved Spore when that game came out.
It was dope.
That game, I don't know why, but I was obsessed with Spore, dude. I fucking loved that game. It was so weird. It was so weird.
Well, then this might be your next Spore, dude. Like, if all right, let's say it is kind of like Spore. See, it only takes a certain way to spin the game for you to be like, yeah. Like here it is right now on screen. You can see like they're all like combining up, and then like it'll like attack the camera at the end, and that's where I was like, okay, like I like that. That's a cool trailer. So yeah, not a launch day game for me. This one's also a PlayStation exclusive, it says, but I will definitely find myself playing that eventually. Even if it's like I just like play with my younger brothers, like I don't know, like it'll be fun.
Yeah, sadly I don't have little brothers to do that kind of stuff with us. I mean, I'd be really excited for a lot of these things if that was the case.
Yeah, that's fair. It looks like we're now in the timed exclusive title, so that one might come to Xbox and PC later. So who knows?
And this next one you're queuing up. This is where I'm like, okay, maybe maybe it was Ratchet and Clank. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is the one Taylor's like, yo, you're not ready.
What, Godfall?
There was so much. Yes. Because I was like, oh, what game would Taylor think I'm just so hyped for that I couldn't wait? And I'm like, oh, it must be Elden Ring. Maybe they're just gonna just like slide in some exclusive shit that we've all been waiting patiently for Elden Ring. Which, if you don't know, that's George R. R. Martin is teaming up to make a video game
Software.
That's Elden Ring.
Or, I don't know if it's From Software or if it's like the head guy, somebody affiliated with Dark Souls style games. So.
And so I was like, oh shit, because it was like I was like, oh man, it's got this dark ass atmosphere, and then it was just Godfall. I'm like, oh yeah, this thing, and it's not like it doesn't look cool.
Wait,
but
so at what point
time,
did you start falling off of it? Was it when they showed Godfall?
Once I started realizing it was. No, I recognized some of the combat. Like I remember watching the other stuff that they teased for Godfall. Okay. Like I started realizing it was Godfall. So I was like up here, Elden Ring, and then I was like, oh wait, oh no, oh Godfall. Okay. But I mean, it looks fun. Like I actually don't think this. I actually think this looks like a really cool game that I might actually get. But when you're comparing it to another hype train, it's hard to like get back to excitement.
Yeah, well, like here's my problem with this game trailer. Like this is another timed PS5 exclusive. Now, who the heck chose the music? Now, you couldn't hear it on the podcast, but they chose like some like hip hop dubstep mix up choice for a game that's like futuristic medieval looking of fantasy sword fighting. Like it just did not fit. And I was like, everybody's now roasting the game because of the music choice, not because of the game, the way it looks or plays. So like it was just like a bad PR choice. Like it's made by like Gearbox Software and another company I guess too, but I don't know. I just was like, they're not selling it. Like I want to play this game because it's a looter game, but it's not a looter shooter. It's like looter sword fighting ability stuff. It's different, and I'm excited for that. But like, I'm worried that they're gonna like ruin the marketing for it, and then nobody's gonna want to play it. You know?
Yeah, that's fair.
But I don't know.
Plus, I kind of forgot this game was even coming out. Like,
Yeah, because they just teased a little bit, and then they didn't say much else.
yeah.
But I don't know. I hope it's good. It seems like it should be fun, but I hope it doesn't turn out to be like an Anthem, you know?
Oh, nothing will be like just quite like an
Yeah,
anthem.
I don't know.
That's one thing I had a gut feeling for, and I was like, this is gonna 100% suck and do terrible.
But like, see, I don't know if like that's really like a sign of like your smarts because like you're at the point where like you want to hate on a lot of games, and then when you're right, you're like, see, but then like you're like
See,
not great
Taylor,
on a lot of them.
see, Taylor, when you play strategy games,
Oh my god.
you get this you get this sense of IQ, if you will, that just increases over time as you play more and more strategic games, where you have to put more thought into each move that you do. So I get where you're not really 100% confident with what I'm saying, but I can rest assured that the strategic games that I play make me a better gamer than most. So just food for thought.
Okay, we're taking your camera off the you're banned.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. All right. I don't know.
Strategize
We'll
that
we'll
shit.
see
All right.
how it shakes out, but I'm just gonna skip over that. FPS games for life. Anywho, this game, Goodbye Volcano High, is
Dude, this is the highlight of the whole conference right here.
you're joking, but like this game is different. This game is different. Like this isn't like the normal strategy game FPS games that we play. This is like one of those like cartoon story, like it's like a visual novel kind of thing. They didn't show much gameplay. I don't think they showed any. Like so I'm not sure what gameplay looks like, but immediately this game gave me A Night in the Woods vibes. Have you seen that game? So
Yeah.
I played that game. I got it for, I think I got it in either a Humble bundle or I got it like I bought it with money I got from like referring people to Humble Monthly. So it was like essentially free to me, and that game actually surprised me. Right, like I really liked it. It was about like sensitive topics like dealing with depression and stuff like that. But they had like this like cool spin on it with like this like side scrolling gameplay and like just like goofy moments with friends, and I was like, oh, this is pretty enjoyable. Like I like the art style and stuff. So like I wonder if this game is going to be similar, kind of like with like that kind of gameplay. I mean, like I don't know what the content of the game's going to be like story wise, but it seems like a coming of age, like you're going to college kind of like before leaving kind of thing.
Yeah. I thought it. You know what it reminded me of is that one time you were playing. Yeah, you were playing that game and you were talking to me about it, and you were also watching streams on the. Well, I can't remember. I can't pronounce the name of it, but like Ko was playing it,
Oh,
and it was all decision
Danganronpa.
based. And I was like, maybe this might be a game. I'd never really got into those, and I didn't really think that those types of games were fun. But this one, this just the art style and the overall like the way the story was going was so goofy and out there. I was like, this would be kind of a funny one just to try.
Yeah.
But like, it'd have to be $20. Like, it can't be,
Yeah.
much more.
I mean,
than
it
that.
looks like an indie game, so like it most likely will be priced accordingly like that. I don't imagine this is $60, but like I don't know what it includes yet, so maybe there's a lot more to it that we don't know, and it is a $60 game. But this is definitely like a try when it's on sale for me.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, like I think those games that are like visual novels and like they focus mainly on the story, they achieve a level of storytelling that other games like either lack or just like fail to achieve. So like you feel like more connected to it, like you're kind of just like interacting with the TV show, so to speak, than like just like
Yeah.
watching or like you play the game for the gameplay, so you really don't look at the story. Like I don't know, like it's just like some you reserve for like certain moments, right? So when I was watching Danganronpa, like for instance, that game I didn't purchase because like the gameplay wasn't really too much there. Like you had to solve puzzles, but I found that I was able to like do the puzzle solving while watching Co Carnage play, and then like just like let him drive essentially. And like that game was wild to me. So like I think I kind of opened myself up to that genre now where I'm willing to like step into that like mystery detective style visual novel game where like you're just there for the story more so than the gameplay. But I haven't like
Yeah.
dove in just yet. I've just kind of like, okay, like I'm open to it now. So like funny thing is we're not talking about this one today in depth. We'll talk about this one next week, but there's a game called Night Call coming out, and that one is a legit like private eye investigator one with like a really cool UI. So like I think I'm probably gonna that'll be my first step in that direction. But we'll go more in depth with that one late next week. That one's cool. I'm excited to talk about that one.
I'd be curious to see what the reviews are like for that, but I gotta say I'm really excited to talk about this next one. Jet, The Far Shore.
I'm
I
laughing over
want to
here,
know
dude.
who. I want to know if I think that the creative process on this game was they saw that one game where it was like Colors in the Wind or whatever, or it was like you just pick up the flower petals and you slowly just build
Journey.
them up, and you're like you play the
Or no,
wind.
Flower.
Journey.
Wait.
I think
Are you
Flower.
talking about the one where it's like the little girl in the orange turban and she's like in sand? Or are you talking about the game where you literally just like drag flowers around?
Drag
Okay,
flowers
that
around.
one's like I think it's called Flower.
Because I think they looked at that and like, okay, but let's do that in space. Let's just like you just drive around, dude. You just kind of point. You just kind of woo. At least that's what the gameplay looked like from me sitting and looking at it. I was like, what? What am I? I just kept going like, what am I looking at right here? Like it. I didn't really. I don't know. It didn't look that interesting.
Well, you
to
know
me,
what's funny?
or I wasn't really sold on it.
So far, our viewers are seeing like they haven't seen the gameplay yet, so they're hearing you roast it, and they might be looking like this looks kind of dope. It's giving off like Oblivion or like Space Odyssey or Interstellar vibes. Like it looks really cool, and then they cut to the gameplay, and the shit was a mobile game. Like right here, like what is that? How do you go from what you just showed to this on screen right here?
It literally looks trash, and I'm like, you could have called this Snake IO, and like, oh yeah, you just gotta click the asteroids and you get bigger, dude. You just keep going in a circle, you get bigger, dude. No, it looked. I'm actually stunned. I was like, this is the most simple but dumb thing I've seen.
I honestly don't know what their goal here is. Like, I don't know. Like, so we did see a cinematic intro. I don't know, again, if this is a kind of game where, like, it is more for the story and not the gameplay. So, like, they're going to have a lot more of those scenes where it's, like, really cool looking. And, I don't know. Like, I don't know if that gameplay is the center point, Like, because I don't know. I just don't know what to say about that one. We'll have to see what happens. But it was funny how hard it just got smoked in the chat. They were just like, mobile game, like why is this a next gen console game? Like what the heck? Like I don't understand. Interesting.
Yeah, and then the next game came on and just roasted it. It was like, all right, pleb, sit
Oh,
down.
dude, this next one I am excited for. If you ever wanted to play a Pixar film, check out this game.
Get ready.
Kana, Bridge of Spirits. I literally was like, dude, I'm about to play a Pixar movie, but it's a game now. Like, I'm all about it. And they got the cute ass
100%.
little suit sprite looking dudes. Like, they're like combination between like Minions and then like what else? What's the other thing I'm thinking of? Oh, like the little things in the new Star Wars movie, like those little like penguin like
Ewoks?
no.
Oh, Pogs?
Is that what they are with the big eyes?
Porgs.
Porgs.
Where they go.
Yeah, like it's like that, but they're like furry and little black like things, and they like actually are a gameplay mechanic. Like they follow you around and like help you do stuff. So I'm like, dude, this game is gonna be like cute, fun. It's gonna have like that Pixar film vibe with the animation. But then I was real sold when they showed combat. I'm like, dude, this is like straight up like it looks like a God of War, maybe less brutal, but like they had like the dodging with the like a staff and like abilities and stuff. Like I was like, yeah, like sign me up. Where can I buy?
Yeah, so we went from mobile game to this is amazing, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Yo, yeah, that was good, wasn't it?" And they're like, "Yeah, but we got something else for you. We got something cooking." And you know what? It ain't no Pixar movie, but man, does it have some cool graphics? And they're like speaking in my ear, like, Keegan, this is your game. This is gonna be it. This is you're gonna buy a PlayStation because of this game, and that is Little Devil Inside. I'm so freaking stoked for this game purely because of the art style. Like I was immediately sold when I looked at the art style of most of it, and then I was just like, yeah, I'm good. I want to play it.
Yeah, the gameplay is for Kane is still going, so I'll pull that gameplay up in a sec after it's done. But
Oh, sorry.
no, you're good. Yeah, you can't see my screen, so like it's difficult for you to know. But yeah, Little Devil Inside, it's like it's this weird combination between like the way the trailer worked, they juxtaposed like a guy that's like hired a monster hunter to like do all these bounties for him, but like he's living a pampered life indoors, like just like sleeping, like eating, like literally taking a shit. And then like they're like combining what the monster hunter's doing like alongside it. So like as he's like dropping off of a cliff or doing something that where something's dropping, it like cuts to like the dude on the toilet and you hear the poop from like the poop. I was like dying laughing on that. So like if that's the kind of like level of storytelling we're on, where like we're doing that kind of like play back and forth, like I'm into it. It looks pretty fun, and the art style, like you said,
Yeah.
it's kind of like cartoony, but it looks good cartoony. You know, like it's not like cartoony just for the sake of it. Like it they really went in to make it look nice. So I'm really excited for this one too. I don't know like exactly what gameplay will be like, because like they showed a lot. They showed some like cinematic scenes that might be playable, but then they also show him like riding on a horse, like shooting at a bear. So people were like, "What is this, cartoon Red Dead Redemption?" like it looks kind of like that or something. So I'm kind of like interested to see what's gonna happen there.
I'm on vacation mode. My producers gave me a little whiskey, always drinking on vacation.
Oh yeah. A little something to take the edge off, huh? I just switched to a lemonade here, so.
Oh, Rebel over there.
What? Oh man. Yeah, this game should be fun. I'm just excited to see where they take it, because it seems like there's a lot that they could do with it.
Yeah, I think we'll be surprised. Like they showed a lot, but at the same time, I have no idea what this game like. This game could go all kinds of different directions.
Yeah, for sure. So next up, this game, I never played the games previous to this one. Did you tell me that Oddworld was a Xbox exclusive?
I want to say that there was an Oddworld game that came out exclusive on the Xbox original. I'm pretty sure. If not, I definitely played it on the Xbox original, but I'm almost positive it was never. I don't think it was. maybe it wasn't owned by him. Maybe it was on All Things, but I thought it was an Xbox original. I love the Oddworld games, honestly. This when Oddworld Soulstorm got more, because there was a teaser for it a while ago, but now that we can see actual gameplay of it, I'm very stoked because Oddworld, like in its name, it's odd and kind of quirky. The last games were kind of funny, but also dark at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to continue that in a little bit more serious tone.
I mean, the trailer
They
was
still
like,
have the-
it felt like some sort of like drama. Like they made it look like it was like a real drama like movie, and I was like, this is not what I remember Oddworld being like in the previous games. Like I think that was part of the the funny it's like almost like satire. So I don't know if that's the route they're going, but
I don't know. I've always liked it's just out there. Like they don't want to change just because the game industry's moving to a more advanced state. They're like, no, we like our creativity where it's at, and we're just gonna keep evolving it. And like you still have the same mechanic where you grow your followers so that you can solve puzzles more, and the more people you have following, and they just keep kind of follow you through the disasters. And some of the 3D puzzle and like obstacles you have to get through looked really interesting and looked really cool and crisp for it being such a not graphic intense game.
yeah.
You know?
So that's an interesting one. I don't know if it's for me essentially because like I have played a little bit. Like I think I played a demo of one, and it was like a puzzle kind of game, side scrolling, and that's not the kind of side scrollers I usually care for. But I don't know. Let's say like you get your PS5, right? When you get it, and you buy this game.
I mean, I think it's a given at this point.
That's
now.
funny. Once you get this game, if you get it a disc version, let me borrow it and I'll try it out. I don't think this is a game I'd buy. But this will be cool because if we had the same console, we could swap games now. So make sure you pick up that physical edition of the PS5 with the one with the disc drive, so we can swap games.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see about that. All right, next one, Project Athia or Athia. I'm not sure how they pronounce it, but this game is the next IP. It's a new IP from Square Enix. So people were pretty pumped to see that. But like it was so funny watching chat try to guess what it was when they saw Square Enix. Like the instant they saw that, they were like, oh, Final Fantasy, oh, like Tomb Raider, oh, like what? And then they just like kept going, and like finally it showed something new, and they're like, what? What is this?
I don't know how I feel about it, and I still don't. I've watched this trailer like at least 3 or 4 times, and it has me enticed, but at the same time, I guess it was just a good enough teaser where I'm like, I think I'm it's a good enough teaser where I've bitten into the bait. I want to find out more, but at the same time, I'm like still cautious because it could just be a very weird. I don't know. I never really got into a lot of the Square Enix games, so
yeah, we'll have to see. I'm not. There's nothing going for it behind like the studio or like what I saw here that's making me like immediately want to get it or like give it a shot. But like I'm open to see what they do with it later. You know.
Yeah, I'll say one thing. I mean, it had a really good teaser, and and honestly, when she like lunged forward, I was like, whoa, this looks kind of cool. And then the dragon at the end, I was like, okay.
You know what's funny though? I saw that trailer and I was like, you know what that looks like? It looks like a realistic graphic and more mature version of Kana. Like Kana was like the Pixar version with the mythical combat and like environmental beings and stuff, and like this one is just like the real live action like adult version or something. Like I just thought it was kind of funny, but they could be completely different. But
yeah, and you know, another thing that's kind of frustrating about this conference is I wish like the next 2 games, I wish they would have placed them differently.
What do you mean?
So I wish they would have grouped their indie games more close together, so it would have been boom, boom, boom indie games, and then more of the AAA products at the end. Because we're doing AAA, and then a couple indie games that look like trash in comparison, and then AAA, And then these next two games that look, in my opinion, look like trash.
You don't like these two games?
Especially Stray.
Okay, well, maybe
Not
not
Stray,
Stray,
I'm not
but
interested
this
in
game,
Stray.
Solar Ash, I thought looked pretty dope. Like, have you seen Hyperlight Drifter or played it? Because I
haven't
never played it because
no.
it was pretty short, I heard, but like that game always piqued my interest because I like the art style and it looked really cool. And then now they got the same people making this game, but this is like got really cool visuals and like is in 3D space, not just top down pixelated graphics. So like I'm ready to give it a shot, but like it would have to be like a $15-$20 game, you know what I mean? But indie games,
It didn't really pique my interest. It'd have to be like, A, you bought it, B, super cheap, and like you actually enjoyed it and you're like, hey, you should definitely give this a shot. But unless that happens, it's not on my radar.
yeah. I mean, like they didn't show any combat, but I'm sure that there'll probably be some. I really am into the visuals of it. Like I think it looks really visually appealing. So I'm kind of excited for that. But I think that like the kind of indie games you're into are more of like the strategy game and just like, I mean, I can't say that for all of them, but like you would be more inclined to buy something like that. Whereas like these artsy indie games, not so much. You know what I mean? Like that's not
Bro,
really
I thought that
your taste.
I thought their art style looked like Risk of Rain 2. Like their environments looked like, I don't know. I didn't look. I wasn't that impressed. All that I was impressed with is that it rotated upwards as she walked. Not like
But
that
like
to me. I was like, oh, that's kind
they
of visually
showed
cool.
like a supernova like black hole thing, and then they got like this like morphing white spirit figure, and then like cool visual animations like that. So like I think you like overlooked a lot of the cool animation side because you were just kind of like, what is this game? Like I'm really into those sort of like
Yeah.
fluid motion graphic things, and also like when games tie like the UI into the game, like play and other things. Like if they do that kind of thing, like I don't know, I just I have high hopes for it, but it's definitely not like a must purchase, but like it does look really cool to me. But Stray though,
But one thing we can agree on, yeah, we can agree that Stray is some trash.
okay, I
in a
don't say
cup
trash. This
delivered.
is what I'm saying, dude. You love to hate on stuff. Like we need you to chill there, Keegan. Hold on. Like this game is different, right? And it doesn't look like it's going to be for me because especially like again, this is funny because people are sitting here looking at the initial thing on our TV here, and they're like, "This game's kind of cool, interesting looking, like cyberpunky."
Cyberpunk,
And then like there's gonna
robots.
be like a little surprise at the end. You're just like, "What is this?" Um, it could be fun. We didn't see any gameplay. We don't know what gameplay is like. If if you're gonna have to play as the cat the whole time or what. But it was just an interesting reveal, and it kind of like led people on to think it was something really cool. And then like people were just kind of like, oh, yeah, okay.
Okay.
And some people like it. Some like I talked to a couple of friends at work, and they were kind of like, yeah, like I think it looks cool. I'll play it. It's like it's more their style of game. But like for us both, we were kind of just like, we're not sold. Like we need to see more. And what kind of game like play are you gonna have being a cat? You know, like I
Like, wait, you just gonna? I don't know. Yeah, no.
it might be like a puzzle game.
Maybe it's,
That's what I imagine.
and then I'm even more. Then I'm even more off of it. So yeah.
But like you couldn't say you're off it just because it's a puzzle game because you do like puzzle games. Like Oddworld has the puzzle aspects, and you've played other side scroller puzzle games like that. But like
Yeah, I
they
guess
had a
so.
story probably that you were like into, and
Yeah.
this game,
And if it's just I'm a cat in a robot world, I don't
yeah.
know.
But like they could do something really clever with it that people just didn't see coming, and maybe
Like cats take over the world.
well, like yo, wait a minute. When we watched that show, what is it? Love, Death, and Robots.
Love, sex,
yeah,
and
whatever.
robots. Love, sex.
That is. They had that episode where the cat, like, there was a ton of them, and they were like, one could speak or something, and they took over the world, and there were only robots left. So like, maybe they're onto something here. I don't know.
There we go.
All right. This next one, dude. Don't know why. What?
Do we
Can
even
we?
spend time
Yes,
on
we
this?
have to roast. We have to roast. Get rid of this game.
Okay.
Grand Theft Auto 5
Like
does not deserve to be. Oh, I just turned off our background instead of you. This game is a PS3 game. What are we doing to put it on a PS5? This is 2 generations old. Let's start getting Grand Theft Auto 6 stuff. Like, we don't need this. They're adding new story to it. They said upgraded and expanded. Bruh, sunset it. Don't touch it no more. We're good. Like, people could just keep chilling until Grand Theft Auto 6, but like, I feel like the amount of effort they put into making this game, like, to tide them over, could have been put towards like the development of Grand Theft Auto 6. Like, just like finish that one, or like announce it at least, dude. Like, don't keep teasing this game.
And like, think about how shitty Grand Theft Auto 4 developers have to feel.
Well, I mean, it's like the same studio.
That game gets no love, and this is like Grand Theft Auto comes by and is like, yeah, we're gonna keep this for like 5 years. And Grand Theft Auto 4 is like, what the?
I'm pretty sure it came out in 2013. This is year 7.
It's ridiculous, and the fact that they started the conference out with this,
yeah, that was
like everyone was like, what the fuck?
Really
like,
weird move. Like,
because like this is not an exciting announcement.
But
like,
dude, here's what the problem is. It was an exciting announcement until they put GTA 5 up. People were like, oh my gosh, is this Grand Theft Auto 6? Like, we're opening with Grand Theft Auto 6? And then like people were like, wait, what? Grand Theft Auto 5 is coming to this console and it's a PS3 game? Like, it was just like such a bait. Everybody was just in chat like jebaited. Oh my gosh.
it was so stupid, and they're like, and you'll get $1 million of Grand Theft Auto bucks every month, and everyone's like, but why
like,
though?
We don't need
the
we don't need it.
Jeez. Everyone already has, and they're like, and you'll get it with your purchase of PS5, and we're like, yeah, everyone has this game.
Yeah.
Like, everyone has it for free somehow on every console.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need it.
It's a weird choice for sure, but they're doing it, and they'll continue to make buttloads of money off of it. So I don't know. All right, I'm way more excited about this next one. Our giveaway includes Hitman 2, so get that game. Whoever wins, get that game finished, and Hitman 3 is coming out next. This game, like, all right, so I actually have never played the Hitman, like the new ones, you know, like the revamp and the second one yet. I kind of want to now that this one's coming out, but let me say, this trailer, you can't hear it on the podcast, but the music was excellent. They had like this like ravey cybernetic thing going that just had my adrenaline pumping, and it like when they just like, you didn't really know what was going on, but then you were like, oh, like, is this kind of like Hitman or something? And then like you're still kind of vibing, and then all of a sudden like they show Agent 47, and you're like, oh, and then it's just like they just like slap Hitman 3 on the screen right as the beat drops, and I was like, yes, like I was feeling that.
I honestly was super pumped. I've always liked it. I've always liked Hitman. And I haven't played Hitman 2 yet all the way through. But I at first didn't even recognize that it was going to be a Hitman game. Like, I was still in the mindset of like trying to search for something, because Hitman 2 did come out that long ago. But then again, Hitman 2 was just kind of like a DLC. Like, they just coded, like, they could have just said Hitman 2 was a DLC for Hitman 1, but I mean, super stoked. I can't wait till a gameplay trailer gets announced.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be cool. And they said it takes place in Dubai, and like Dubai is a pretty crazy city, so like that's gonna be pretty, like they can do so much with that, and I'm excited. So should be cool.
You know, this next one. Oh boy,
are you getting sweaty over there?
As soon as Zion Wilson came out and he's like 2K, like he's just going on about this next game and like how great it is, and I'm just sitting here, I'm like, what they do? Add more sweat? Like, because that is like the epitome of 2K. every year they say their graphics get better and better and better. But like chances are they don't really get that crazy that good. They have like cool cinematics like what they showed, but like all they do is add more freaking sweat to their players. And sure enough, the first photo of like first still of Zion
There it
Wilson,
is. He's
Williamson
so sweaty.
is just drenched in sweat. And you're like, that's not better graphics. That's just like adding more sweat. And sure enough, I mean, it was a cool cinematic, but that's not what the game's gonna look like. Like the 2K game, when you're actually playing like an exhibition game, or when you get in there, like it'll be good graphics, but it's not gonna be like that. It's not gonna be you're gonna see every beat of sweat.
Yeah.
So, it was a good cinematic trailer, but like I just thought it was hysterical.
I mean, like, every time I ever watch people play sports games, like it's very difficult for them to make it look fluid because like they have to respond to a ton of different like real time controls that like are really variable. So like you're
Yeah.
playing it and everybody's always just like robotically moving around and catching and like stopping in the middle of a thing. Like whereas like let's say you're playing a game similar to like The Last of Us, they've made the controls in such a way that like if you do sharp cuts, like your character doesn't like just like stop animation and like go the other way. Like he slows down and then like turns like a normal human. They couldn't really do that in this because like it's hard to make those athletic transitions like and have them like be on a dime like you would in real life, but like so they like it's choppy. So like that in-game footage they showed was like, yeah, that was in game, but like that's definitely not what a real game's gonna look like. Like we're not gonna see that level of detail.
No,
I don't know.
Hey, I'll give him one thing. It's better than this whatever the shit Pragmata is.
It's Death Stranding 2, guy.
Death Stranding 2, dude. I was watching this trailer. I'm like, all right, Sony, you need to chill with the weep shit. Like, this is too much. Like, where are we going here?
Well, it's weird because like it's not made by Hideo Kojima, I'm pretty sure. But like the trailer gave off so many Hideo Kojima vibes that everybody was like, is this like a sequel to Death Stranding? Is this just a new IP by him? Like, what's going on? Like, even the suit that the character's wearing is similar to the logo that his studio now has. So like, I don't know. It was weird. And then like, it's funny too because like Hideo Kojima was like, I want to make a new genre of game, right? He wanted to make the Strand type game. So like, I wonder if people are now trying to fill in that genre with other weird delivery man stuff.
I fucking hope not. I swear to God, if that's what our fucking industry becomes, our podcast is over.
Well, I mean, we'll just roast it a little bit. We can't just shut down, but
I know. I'm
weird.
teasing.
Like,
it's okay. We got hope. We got hope. I mean, we got hope.
It's funny too because I saw some other game called Lake get announced, and that was literally like you play a male woman, and like in a small town around a lake, and then people were like, "Oh, it's a Strand type game, package simulator, like mailman simulator." And I'm like, dude, we're actually gonna start making Strand type games. Like this dude actually did create a new genre. Like maybe not it's not that original because like you have delivered things in other games and like fetch quests were a thing, but like making a game that is like all fetch quests. That's hard to say, fetch quests.
Yeah, it's a little hard.
I don't know. It's interesting, but this game, who knows? Maybe it will be decent. Maybe it won't be like that kind of gameplay. It has some weird mind bender looking like girl on the moon with no space suit, like trippy, twisty world looking
Ghost
stuff.
Shit, yeah.
But it doesn't come out until 2022. So like we'll just throw it to the back of the mind and forget about it for now.
I mean, at least they didn't end on that game.
Oh yeah.
At least they held out and they're like, this is a sure bet, and that is the Resident Evil Village trailer. Like
this game was this the last one they showed? Okay.
Yeah.
This game, like, I'm really torn because it looks dope, but I'm scared. You know, like I cannot do first person horror games, man. I am just like too scared to. Like they freak me out. And like I didn't play Resident Evil 7. And like there's something about having like that comfort of like a third person view because you have like the character in front of you. Like that stuff's happening to them, not me. I got a gun and
Yeah.
I'm okay. But now that it's like in my face, it changes the whole dynamic. So
I don't like horror video games, but I gotta say, when the werewolf came out, I was like, "Ooh, I kind of like this
dude, they're
shit
going a
though."
new direction. I like that. It's no longer
You
zombie
know?
focused. They're kind of going like it's like supernatural, like folklore kind of stuff. And it's like it takes place in a
Yeah.
village and stuff. And they said that I've heard in a separate report that they anticipate them having like new mechanics like sanity and like having like an enemy that
Ooh.
stalks you. So like how like they had like Nemesis and Mr. X in the Resident Evil 2 and 3 in those remakes.
Yeah.
This one was like,
is that gonna happen again?
they're like it's going to be like some witch that's stalking you or something, and she's like a real threat. So that's where I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not playing it. I'm good. That's what I'm saying.
I'll
watch it on Twitch, dude. Let someone else get scared.
Watch it on Twitch. Yeah.
Oh man, but like I do think it's clever the direction they're going. Taking a departure from the usual mindless zombie killing. It's gonna be like, it looks more like story focused too. Like I don't know, but yeah, I don't think I'll be playing it. Like
No.
but yeah, it's cool looking. Graphics look nice. It'll be fun to watch speedrunners play it because they always have some decent puzzles in it, right? Like especially the first time you play. But like I love watching speedrunners speedrun horror games because they play it so fearlessly, because like they usually either know where the jump scares are or like are just they don't get really that scared. But like I want to know if like they put in like it sounds like they're gonna do like variable stuff. Like if somebody's stalking you in the game, like you're obviously not gonna have the same jump scares at every point. So like watching a speedrunner get startled on the speed run and screw it up is kind of funny. So we'll have to see.
That'll be fun.
Also, it's kind of clever what they do. Like every time they put the Roman numerals, they incorporate that into the name of the like the subtitle. So now it's Resident Evil 8, which is VIII, but they put VILL like in the title, and it's like the Roman numeral 8. I think they did that with 7 too, but I forget like how they incorporated that one. But I wonder what they're gonna do for the next one. Like IV, like I was like, what is it gonna be, like Resident Evil Carnival with IV as the Roman numeral or something?
I fucking hope not. I don't
want clowns,
dude. Dude, no. I draw the line of clowns, dude.
Oh man. All right.
But man, is it the moment we've been all waiting for? Is it time?
We got one more. I forgot about this one.
Okay.
So this is the one that you thought was going to be Elden Ring, right? They had one more trailer that everybody was pretty pumped about. Let me just find it real quick. I didn't have it queued up. Everybody was like, "Oh, like what is this? This looks cool." And then like it's the next, or it's a remake of, it's called Demon Souls or something. This was a game that was like, it's like the first Dark Souls game that came out.
Yeah.
But like before it was called, I don't really know the story. I didn't play it, but the trailer looked dope. It was really cool. And then you were kind of like, "Oh, is this Elden Ring?" I was like that. Chat was like that. And then they were like, "Oh, it's Demon Souls remake." And then people were still really excited, but like I never played it. But if it's a good enough remake, maybe I'll try it. Because it's like that the cool like sword play and combat.
This just proves that our theory about the industry going towards remasters and remakes.
Yeah.
Hollywood's doing it, and now the game industry's doing it.
Nostalgia sells, dude. I don't know. I don't think I'll buy it right away. I'll see, because I mean, if it is like just another From Software game, like I suck at those games, so like I don't really know if I want to invite the headache. Yeah, that's but fair. The art style does look pretty cool. I'm just not sure about it if it's for me.
Yeah.
Okay. This trailer's almost over. We got the moment we've been waiting for, the PS5 hardware reveal. Now, before I pull it up, did you think they were going to show it? Because I didn't.
Yeah.
I was not sure.
Because you told
No,
me.
well, I guess, yeah. But I'm talking about like before they like actually showed it and I told you about it. Did you think they were gonna reveal it? Because you were like, I hope not, so I could just like roast you guys, or like Sony's not talking and all
Yeah,
that.
I really hope they wouldn't, because it would have been such a mistake if they didn't. Like, it would be such an L if they're like, and we're gonna wait till July. See
Yeah,
you
because
guys
I started
then.
hearing rumors.
But
Like people were saying online, they were like, we don't think they're gonna show it. Like there's like a July 7th event that they're probably gonna release it at, but like I wasn't really that sure. Like why would that pop up in the last week, before? Like why weren't they saying that
yeah,
earlier? But they showed it. They held it to the
I don't
very
know.
end. They teased us for like the event went for over an hour. I thought the event was only going to be an hour, and then it was like, okay, it was like 4:05, 4:15, and I'm like, why is it not done yet? And then like I'm like, they're not going to show it. Like what's happening? And then all of a sudden they started doing this weird shit right here where they're like all these little balls are like making a wall and like trying to show something, and I'm like, oh, this is it. Like they're going to show it. Like it's going to be behind that ball wall or whatever the heck is going on. And then like it pops up. And what was your reaction? I want to hear you first.
Sick router.
Yep.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny that they went vertical,
Yeah.
because I would have thought that they would have been like, the 360 tried going vertical. Didn't really turn out too well for them. They ended up no one really used it vertically or really enjoyed it that way. And then even this one horizontal wouldn't look that great. And I hate the sharp edges. Now, this is me being
Yeah.
critical, but like, I hate the sharp edges of it. I don't like the overlap. I really don't. I would rather, and that's just because I'm an Xbox guy, that I would just rather have like a square rectangular edged thing. I don't want curvy, it sticking out and part of it sloped in. But I thought white was a bold move. I hope that they do customizable builds with RGB lights because you know how it kind of highlighted that blue in the inside. If they did RGB lights in there, you can customize that and then do like red, green, all the different colors on the outside. Think about how lit the customizations would be. Ultimately, I thought it looked really slick, and I just don't think I would want a white, bulky, vertical console, because I don't even want a console anymore. Like, I play on the PC all the time, so like getting me to buy the next gen console, I want something sleek and not like, I don't want an eyesore, I
Yeah.
guess. And it's not that it is an eyesore, but if people came to visit me and they didn't know what like a PS5 was, they'd be like, "Why do you have two routers?
What is that? Yeah.
So
All valid points. Like they did some weird stuff here. Like I'm actually going to pause it up on the screen here for a bit. We got all the different like what they've revealed here. They got the new controller, the DualSense controller. They got the physical like disc drive having console. They got a digital edition that doesn't have a disc drive, so it's like what the Xbox did, where they just had like you download your games. Then they got like a new headset that you can buy with it. They got a media remote, which PlayStations have had in the past, but they're not like a huge item. So it is interesting that they're showing it at launch, but they're probably just like, oh, we still have it, because some people use PlayStations as a Blu-ray player. Because like why not? And then they got a charging dock for two charging or two dual sense controllers to be put on. And then they got a HD camera, because I think they're trying to push streaming for like just like average console players. So like you could set that up on like your stand or your like TV console and then like stream that way. I wonder if they'll allow for other webcams to be integrated with it, but yeah, my initial thoughts, I like when it revealed, I was like, what am I looking at? Like I wasn't really
Yeah.
sure. I do not like the white. Like, I don't know why they're pushing white so hard and like not showing that, yeah, we do have a black one too. Everybody's wondering. Everybody's wondering what if they have a black one. Like,
And if it was reversed and it was like the inner part was white and like I think that would look better.
that would look dope. I would really like that. It looked like an Oreo or something. Uh Let me
Yeah.
actually find, there was an option, like, or somebody made a PS5 render, or they just like colored it black. Uh and it looks smooth. Like, I really hope they make this, because if they don't, like, I don't know, something's wrong with them. This thing is dope. I got to move it over a little bit. You're covering it up. Yeah, look at this bad boy. Like, it just looks so much more sleek in black. Like,
Yeah.
please confirm that. Like, maybe on July 7th, that might be when they release pricing and release date, because they haven't said that
Color
yet.
customization.
But like, they hopefully they show
Yeah.
like, yes, we have a black one, because I think it's such a missed opportunity if they just go white. And 100%, if they don't release a black one, I'm buying a D brand skin or painting it. Like, I don't want this bright white
Yeah.
thing. But yeah, it is weird. I like the router comparisons. That's funny. I don't really mind the sharp edges. I think it's bold, it's different, but I think it looks bold, but again, it like, the boldness is too much with the white, so the black kind of like reins it in. Um that everybody's saying RGB lighting, and I'm not sure they're gonna do that. Like, that would be really cool, but like, considering like the PlayStation 4 now has like blue lighting for when it's on, white lighting for when it's like loading up, and then yellow for like rest mode state. I don't know if they're gonna use anything other than those colors, but it would be so cool if you could change it. Because like, for instance, the light bar on the Sony PS4 controllers right now, that changes color, and now they have accent lighting like alongside the touchpads on the new one, so those can change color based on what games you're in. So I'm hoping they kind of implement that into the game play. So maybe like, oh, it goes green when you're at full health, and then it like red when you're low, because I know some games do that. Like, if they incorporated that kind of RGB into the console, I think they might do that kind of clever stuff. But uh I don't know about like full blown customization, because like, like, you get in
Yeah.
like a car like a BMW, and you can change like the accent lighting, like you would do that here. Like, that would be kind of cool. But I
Yeah.
don't know. It's different. I'm definitely gonna get the physical edition though, so I can swap games with people, and also like, if I ever wanted to
Same.
play like a movie or like a Blu-ray, like, I have that option. I don't think I would ever get a console digital only, even though like PC is digital only. But now, like, I don't really. It's like difficult for me to change that for um console. I don't know, but it's got its use cases for some people.
I gotta say, I think I'm sold. I think I'm gonna buy the PlayStation 5 this next year.
Cool.
After this conference, I think after this conference, I'm pretty much sold on the Switch.
But Xbox still does have another conference scheduled for this year, so, or this summer, so like, they could be showing more games that make you want to switch back, but also like, you can still play those games on PC, most of them. So I don't know. But
Yeah.
I was gonna make another point. Oh, pricing. Yeah, so like, people, they haven't released pricing yet, but like, everybody seems to think it's gonna be around 500. But I wonder how much cheaper the digital edition is gonna be. Like, is it gonna be $100 difference, or is it gonna be a like $50? You know, like, it might not be that big of a deal or a
It has
difference.
to be it has to be somewhat different. Like I bet it's probably like probably 100.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, isn't like the Xbox One difference $50? Like, I'm pretty sure it's like 350 or 250 or something for the digital edition, and then it's $50 more for the normal.
I don't know. I'd have to look that up, but you're probably right on that. It's not great. It's not huge.
I don't know. It's got me really excited though. I really need that black. Like, it needs to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully we get a release date soon, and we'll be playing. Like I'm thinking probably around like November they're gonna do it. I think that's what it's been in past years too. So just got several
I'll
months to
pre-order
wait.
it. Yeah, buddy, man. Well,
Big episode this week with just straight up Sony news
Yeah.
filling the episode. It's a long one. Hammered it
yeah,
out.
buddy. I need to go back in the pool now. I need to go back in the pool.
Yeah, get refreshed again. All right.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, if you guys are liking the podcast and you want to keep seeing more, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. We got a lot of game news coming out like in the next several weeks. So like this summer sounds like it's going to be game heavy. So apologies in advance if that's not what you want to hear.
Brace
We're going to
yourself.
try to spice
Yeah.
it up with some other like word content, tech content, but like we report on a lot of news, and a lot of the news is game stuff right now. So
Yeah, buddy.
stay tuned. We got lots of big things coming. We love you guys.
Thanks for listening.
Catch you in the next one.